thus far across multiple regions, but it's Yone. Last pick for CLG.
Okay, so we actually saw like a rogue Yone ban ally champion after a 2.5 second delay, as we have to watch this river fight.
Oh yeah, and River in the river. Boom flashes away. Luger on the opposite side, targeted by Neo, but goes in for the kill. The Abyssal Dive, Biofrost in range of Luger. Blue's making his way to the party with the Valkyrie. And Palafox all on the outskirts, throws in his soldiers. First blood drawn by Blue here, or Blue going down rather. Luger very, very low in his own HP. Palafox with a double kill for CLG to start and wants to continue through. River, you're in trouble though. Triple!
My working theory on how teams want to win now, and other teams will have different theories for this, is bot prio into Drake stacking. Especially when you have team comps like this, who don't have a high amount of engage, you need to be able...
You've got Dokla pushing in, so really been left to their lonesome. No use for the teleports across yet.
It's getting a little dicey though into River.
Yeah, right.
I don't think he wins this though.
Blue's on the rotation too, and so is Palafox. The sling through from Neo for the ultimate, wanting to finish off. Lands the W onto Poom, who has to flash over the wall. The first interactions that we've got for some time, but really just pushing CLG out of their jungle.
Yeah, against these teams, especially if they group up for Seraphine W. You want to be able to cut that down. Grievous Wound's also reduced in the durability.
And just what we've seen across multiple regions is sometimes you just have that where it comes down to a pick here, a pick there, maybe an advantage towards one of the objectives, and then that big team fight later nullifies it all. While that was a strong advantage right at the stop, as we get some answers here. Gamsu backing off though, because Contracts is in the area, sends himself into the alcove. Taking the long way around to get the thumb up, but has some kind of a distance maker, but only for so long. River has his rotation, but can't get here in time. They are fairly low. Ushers a flash away from Contracts. No flash on either of the top laners, so the Crescent Guard here coming in from River should be able to finish it off on to Big Dokes, turned down small. Contracts goes back for it, has Palafox here. They continue through, even using the ultimate just for the defense, so he can get the first turret down of the game in favor of CLG. All the while
in League of Legends, it's definitely good for a team like CLG. Or if Dig was ahead, like it's a Drake that is going to be playing into both team comps, because it's just like, I think in this game, first to Dragon Soul wins. Herald kind of unnecessary.
The Dragon advantage overall, not quite on Soul Point yet though, because of that early one that was snuck away from Dignitas.
I have another can't happen, because like League of Legends is so unique. I've never seen these 5 champions against these 5 champions, but that's my theory.
Now we get some action, knock up onto Contracts, backs away. River had to use the Crescent Guard here. And the team's on the retreat, but Palafox had the angle and goes for it. Contracts with the kill credit onto Neo. The lockdown and the root to follow up from Biofrost, who had to eat River as well.
Just that much health because of all the output that Seraphine has. It does mean it's technically stealable, but goodbye, River.
Yeah, they're already burning it down here. Dignitas, they won to contest, but CLG, they're back on it. Blue's rockets are pretty good, though. Goes in with the special delivery. But oh my goodness, Gamsu, you're just going to be retreating from a Baron empowered squad. CLG, they win the fight, they take the Baron, they move.
I approve.
Good W smash.
W healing, good.
Like it.
3 Drakes, good.
Stage. Yeah.
Even if they don't
have that poke of CLG that don't even need to necessarily get a full fight, they just want to push them off.
Yep. And Dig just can't fight. Like, they can land a Sejuani ultimate, but it's so telegraphed and it gives so much time to items, so COD's really happy. And I mean, it's a big win for them, as we talked about before. In Spring Split, Dignitas beat CLG twice. It was actually the difference between who finishes 6th versus who finishes 8th, was the 2 wins that Dignitas had against CLG. So putting Dokla in, but also I think just this team comp has been so good for CLG as they look to get their first win of the split.
They seem to be feeling fairly confident in it, with all eyes on this bot turret. The ultimate from Neo slashing across gets a root onto 2, but there's so much distance between Dignitas and CLG. What are you really going to do about it once it's already finished? And CLG, they're feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah, and you can see the Empowered spell is up for Seraphine right there. If he wants to, he can just press the Empowered W if Dignitas ever tries to do something. There it is, and they get the turret and move away.
Sing away, hit him with your notes, and go to the wayside. I mean, Dignitas, not much that they could do of that onslaught, and
they're a little
CLG
split
though.
up.
Yeah, Gamsu's going for it, wants to position himself in front as the tanky guy, as the one with all of the protective and durability. Contracts marked fairly low. Palafox goes with the Emperor's Divide to send River away. So even though there is a decent amount of poke, and Dokla coming on through with a swing and the slingshot, Dignitas can't finish anybody off.
Engage in the bottom lane, like, I think I was just kind of him being bored. They really don't need to do anything until the Corki will try and AoE them if they stand too close together, but the Seraphine Karma also does great AoE shield, so I think it counters it. They're just going to start this dragon, and River's going to have to brute force his way in.
And even CLG, they don't want to overforce here because they already had Contracts and Dokla on to the Drake. Soul now acquired for CLG. That's going to give them even more power within these team fights that they have been waiting to do. So Blue has to retreat, all the rest of Dignitas. So they can't get into the Dragon side to contest, and now they can't get control over onto the Baron side with that Hextech Soul.
Yep, I think they can do exactly what they just did at the Hextech Soul at the Baron. They just stand in a space, and if Dig tries to move in, they poke him and slowly move away. The only worry would be Baron gets them too low, and we're going to see it right here.
See if they go for it. Dokla into the back line, slings on back. River is the target of so much of the damage, and as the jungler being one of the most important around this Baron, can't get into it. So Dignitas, they all retreat, send their laners away, and CLG stick to the Baron for a second take.
That's the sustain as well. They took a mini fight where both teams have low, but Dig does have a lot of AoE with the Corki. I'm still leaning towards like, holy crap, draft gap, but there was that 3-0 to keep in mind for Palafox early in the game.
Now, what happens if you have another way to get into the fight, especially if your enemy team is lacking? And that's something that you can look for in terms of an opening. But all the while, that's why all of these, I want to say fights, but they're kind of fights, are going this way.
Yeah, they can't really be fights.
They're not really, what would you call that? It's not even really a skirmish, it's just a little...
Oh, yeah.
Pokey poke. We need a new name. Is that what this meta is bringing us? A new name for the type of engages? River and the team make their last stand, though. Dokla again sends his way back, a route onto Gamsu, and after the tether from the Karma, he does go down. Biofrost also marks the glow. You get the charm from the Seraphine ultimate. Biofrost getting the Devour here onto Neo, who tries to go back into Fountain, but he can't make it. Even with the zip for the Fountain laser, it's not enough. CLG finally getting a team fight in the end with the ace to have the first #1 spot in their first game here in summer.